Hey everybody, it is Monday. Welcome to Piper Academy. Today we're going to be jumping in. Special guest, Crypto Blood in the house. We're going to be taking a look at China. Massive CSI 1000 collapse going on over there. And Chainlink on a tear, pumping up for higher. Can it go to $30? We're going to be taking a look at the charts and a whole lot more. But guys, it's time. Class is in session. Guys, welcome to Piper Academy. I'm your host, Army Piper. We come at you every Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys the news, the charts, the markets, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Guys, welcome to the show. If you're new here, don't forget, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell, get notified every time we go live. We've got great content coming out this week, and especially today. But I am not alone today. I've got my co-host in here, like always. We've got TradeFly and OC Guy. What's up, fellas? How you doing?
What is going on, guys? I'm ready to party again because guess what? We are getting so close to 2K subs, and we are. We're like right there, man.
Let's
get it. Let's get it.
OC, how's it going, brother?
Doing much better. Seems like I'm not longer gonna be 8-bit. It finally is here. My brand new internet's playing out fairly good. I still have to look at it. But guys, also remember to smash that like button. That helps us a lot. And as always, guys, thank you so much for being here every single morning, sharing the love, and of course, hanging out with us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we are already getting super chats because obviously people saw the super chat button. We have gotten to that point where we can have memberships and super chats. So shout out to Mr. J, the first of the alumni to join. We also had Alexandra G that joined. Just so you know, Mr. J came in with a magna cum laude level, and then Alexandra G came in with the cum laude. For those that don't know, because we're a bunch of degens here in this crypto space. Cum laude, magna cum laude, summa cum laude. They're the levels of how you got, how well you did in your GPA for college graduates. So from the academy, there you go. So we also got gifted 5 memberships by Mr. J. So they went out there. Looks like French Toaster picked up one of those. Mario picked up one, a Mellow Fellow, and Dave Digital, and Simran. So shout out to those guys, new members here in the alumni. And then Mr. J also dropping a $10 super chat to us. So shout out to Mr. J with that one. And then guys, AlexOCrypto coming in with 50 Canadian dollars, which is like, that's like
$2,
$100 US, man. So came in dropping $50 on us, AlexOCrypto, and we're going to talk about AlexO today. We might actually do something special for AlexO, but I don't want to hold it up anymore. Dude. We got a special guest today, and I want to go ahead and bring him on because I love doing content with this guy. We've done shows together on Trade Wars and stuff. We've been on Around the Blockchain together, and it was just felt right that I had him over here in the academy with us up on the panel. What's up, Crypto Blood in the house?
Hey, you got me in the red square, man. I'm loving it.
Awesome, man. It's good to have you here, bro. We're going to be going through the news today. We got the Dixie on a pump today. We're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin and Chainlink especially. But if there is anything that you want to drop for the people today, please let us know, Blood, and we will give you the stage because you are one of the 4 horsemen today here on the Academy panel. So we're glad to have you here, man.
It's great. Shout out to you, Army, and your team. You guys are doing a great job. Hard work starting to pay off. So that's great to see, Army.
Honored and humbled, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. No, man, I'm just glad to be here. Let's talk about the markets. Let's talk about, you said over there in China's going a little ham.
Bad. Hey, going bad over in China.
Yeah, it's not looking good, but hey, that's probably a foreshadowing to what's going to land here on our shores very soon, Army. So we need to be prepared very soon.
Yeah, they get a cough, we get a cold, just the same way back and forth. So there you go. All right, well,
literally a cough and a cold.
Literally,
yeah.
That is the case sometimes, man.
Know. It felt like we got the flu, man.
Yeah, right.
Got it all now.
They cough, we get the flu. Or the other word.
That's it.
We won't.
All right, let's go ahead and
Yeah.
jump over here and check out what we're seeing over in the news, guys. Looking at the daily bubbles here, you can see a lot of green on the chart. Some oddballs in, out there like Rose. I've got some Rose in my portfolio, but it's down 4% in the day. Render down 6%. Got some of that too. But Chainlink up 8.6% over here. Let's go down and take a look at what happened here, guys. Look, Bitcoin for the day up 1%. Still up 3.1 for the week. But looking here at Ethereum, up 1.1% for the day. BNB down, red, sitting red. Not doing so good there on BNB. Solana up 0.3% today still, so that's not too bad. But guys, take a look what happened. You see this little green arrow right here? Chainlink is now a top 10 crypto, guys, on a tear and pumping up. Waiting to see the way the sell-off is happening with XRP, for this XRP to start going down that scale. We'll see if that happens. But yeah, that's what we're looking at today, guys. A little bit of mixed markets on the hourly, daily. A lot of green still coming in. We're going to be taking a look at why that may be. It's really about risk off, and we're going to show you why. Taking a look here on the liquidation map, guys, 24 hours. We can see in the past 24 hours, 39,034 traders liquidated in the markets. Total liquidations coming in at $91.8 million. Largest single liquidation order happening on Bybit. It was Ethereum, and it was valued at $1.58 million. So still want to know. Blood, is this you? Did you lose $1.58 million?
No, never. Ever.
We know you're a well, man. We know you're a well. You're out there just throwing these like 100x
I can push a few
trades.
things around, but I don't know. I keep it under wraps, Army. Never during the liquidation moments. No.
Never. Ever. No, risk management always, right? Use a stop loss.
There you go. There. Listen, this is the Trading Academy, Piper Academy. You guys probably already know this from Army, but the number one rule to trading and being successful in trading is risk management. Literally, that is the one thing. You can have a trading system that works 30-40% of win rate, but if your risk reward and your money management is correct, it can be a profitable trading system. So that is the number one thing. Proper, lot sizes. I'm saying lot sizes because I come from the FX world, but you get what I'm saying. Proper trade sizes is the number one thing for a successful trading career.
Absolutely. Yeah. I talk to my son all the time because, I'm teaching my son how to trade. He's 24. And I'm like, look, I can teach you a lifetime skill that can create generational wealth. And I talk to him all the time about, just shoot for 1 to 3 risk rewards. You only need to be right 33% of the time and higher to make profit. That's it. So
yeah. A lot of people don't realize that, Army.
So where else can you be wrong 66% of the time and still get paid? I'm just saying.
Yep. Exactly. I'm with you, bro.
All right, so let's jump over to the economic calendar. Of course, it's going to do that to me. Let's jump it in here. There we go. Economic calendar this week, guys. We're looking at the ISM service PMI coming in today. And then later on this week, we're going to have the initial jobless claims that we're going to be taking a look at. We're going to be getting a lot of info off of this from the Kabisi letter. So we'll be taking a look at that in just 1 second. Let's go ahead and jump over here into the Kabisi letter. So first off, shout out. We got to give a shout out here. I don't know what happened to OC guy. He kind of dropped out on us there, but he'll be back in a second. He's got his new Starlink, and evidently he's having issues with that Starlink. Shout out to AlexOCrypto. AlexOCrypto broke 1,000 subscribers this weekend. So big shout out to you, man. We're going to do a party at the end of the show for AlexO. So just hang around for that. We're going to do a subscriber party for him. And it looks like OC's coming back in right now. But yeah, guys, what I was talking about on the weekly calendar here for the economics, let's get down to the Kabisi letter here. There we go. It looks like right here we've got key events this week. S&P Services PMI data coming in today. ISM non-manufacturing PMI data coming in today. Wednesday, we're going to have the 10-year note auction. And these are where they go and they sell these the 10-year bonds, right, on auction, where people can get some money back out of theirs and they reshuffle and stuff like that. Last time that we had an auction and it didn't go well, the markets tanked off of that. So keep an eye on Wednesday for that Treasury bond note, 10-year note auction going on. If the turnout on that is low, if the interest in that is low, if the engagement is low, we could see some volatility in the markets on Wednesday. Little things that you don't know unless you know. And now you know because you came to the academy, and that's what we do, teach knowledge, right? Thursday, initial jobless claims data is going to be coming out. Total of 6 Fed members are speaking this week, to include Jerome Powell. We got a little thing on what he said on 60 Minutes. We're going to be taking a look at that in a second too. 20% of the S&P 500 companies have earnings reports this week. And so the big question, can the S&P 500 see 5,000 this week? We'll be looking at that maybe here in a bit too. Let's jump in and take a look at what we're seeing here with Jerome Powell, because he spoke, and this was pretty interesting. I want to get this up here. Let me pause that for a second. There we go. Let me bring that back like we left something. Bring it back like we left something. There we go. Sometimes you gotta get it like that, you know.
Yes, sir.
Let's get that in here. Let's bring it back. There we go. Let me know if you guys can hear this, okay?
We mostly try very hard not to comment on fiscal policy. And
how do you assess the national debt?
We mostly try very hard not to comment on fiscal policy and,
God,
instruct Congress on how to do their job when actually they have oversight over us.
But is the national debt a danger to the economy, in your view?
In the long run, the U.S. is on an unsustainable fiscal path. The U.S. federal government's on an unsustainable fiscal path, and that just means that the debt is growing faster than the economy.
I have the sense this worries you very much.
Over the long run, of course it does. We're borrowing from future generations. It's time for us to get back to putting a priority on fiscal sustainability, and sooner is better than later.
How do you assess the national?
So I just got to say, he said, we're borrowing from future generations. My 24-year-old son's over here. Hey, Zach, did the federal government ask you if they could borrow your future income? No, I didn't think so. I think that's called theft. That is called stealing the future generations' money. That just the fact that he's, look, this guy's the head of the Fed Reserve, and he's sitting here talking about unsustainable path that we're on for economic. We're adding to the debt daily. We're almost at a point that our debt levels are not going to be able to be paid. We're going to have to literally and plus, here's the thing. Where do we get that debt money to pay our interest? We get that from treasury bonds. Treasury bonds are attractive right now because they're higher interest rate payouts on them because of the inflation. Well, if they start cutting rates, that rate on the treasury bonds come down too. So we will be coming into a precipice, a crossroads where when we need money the most, we've been cutting interest rates to not destroy our economy. So we won't have the buy-in to our treasury bonds that people think we will. Although I do believe if we, what's that, Blood?
Yeah, we're in the corner, man. We painted ourselves in the corner because now that's really the reason why Jerome has to cut rates, is because the new debt, or our debt that we have now, will be rolling over in 2025. So
yes,
we can't roll that debt over at these levels at 5%, 6%. It's just unsustainable. So if we lower the debt, our interest rates, then the bonds, our debt is less attractive. So it's just like damned if you do, damned if you don't at this current point, man. And I think we're literally, I know, I'm sure you've been following a lot of people on YouTube for many years, the doomsdayers that said, every year, is the year. And I feel for them because
of the crypto space.
Well, the Peter Schiffs and I feel sorry for them because they're on the premise they're right, like they are right, but they're wrong because they're not putting into context or giving enough credit to the cabal, in which the money printing machine and having control militarily globally, that has a big factor in us sustaining our dollar hegemony. So this thing can go on for a lot longer than we think, Army.
Oh, I know. That's the sad part, is that, people are like, the economy is going to crash because of this. We can't, this can go on another 100 years, guys. Another 100 years. The shell game that the federal government can play can go on easily another 100 years. You probably won't even be around. No one watching right now will be around when this truly collapses. So but it's a matter of time. I mean, it's just not sustainable. But we do have some news today that could cause some people to want to rush back into that treasury bond. It would be those nations that went into BRICS. So we're going to be looking at that in just a second here. But shout out to Trade Intuition in the chat right now, and Lunar Beaches Crypto in here. Crypto Billy, love seeing the gang in here. Let's go.
Crypto Billy.
Crypto Billy in the house. That's right.
My God.
Legend.
All right, let's take a look here and see what else we got in X marks the spot today, guys. Oh, speaking of Crypto Billy, guys, look at this. Crypto Billy, don't forget, tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so 9 in the
Billy
evening.
Goat Tells.
Billy Goat Tells, Givers Gain, hashtag Givers Gain. So you got, get it. And if you guys don't come and do this, I'm going to hunt down using my analytical skills from being in military intelligence for 22 years. I'm going to develop pattern of life. I'm going to figure out where you live, the people that didn't show up, and then I'm sending crypto blood to your house. Can I get some shots fired, crypto blood? There you go.
I'm on it, Army. I'm on it.
I was about to say, you know, I closed the deal, right?
That's right. That's right.
My job.
We may have a pilot that has something to do with kill boxes. Taking a look here, guys. What else do we have in here? We got that. We got Crypto Billy. Don't sleep on that. He's going to have Mind Your Business in there. And then we got all of the stuff there. Powell's Insight airing after the 1 hour equities. And then there was a thing here on China. Oh, here we go. Nayib Bukele reelected over here in El Salvador. So he got reelected. Although I am hearing that it's because he changed some constitutional laws that he was able to get reelected. Yeah, seriously, I'm serious.
Sounds like America.
Sounds like
hey,
like
you do
us,
what you got to do to stay in power, man. I'm just saying.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
At least you didn't have a January 6th thing. I'm just
Worst day in American history, Army Piper. Worst day, they say.
Yes. Let's get into the China news here. China CSI 1000. For those that don't know this, China's CSI 1000 is like the S&P 500. So it is their index for their total crypto market, right? Their top crypto market. Down 8% on opening overnight for us, yesterday for them, today for them. And then 30% down for January, guys. They are absolutely collapsing. Why this matters? Okay, great. Their stock market's collapsing. What does that mean? Their real estate just collapsed. You guys remember that? Evergrande may have heard about it somewhere. This is on top of that. So this is their stock market, their equities market catching up with their real estate market. China has pumped massive stimulus into their economy, and it's still not helping. So it's really bad for what's going on over there, and we're seeing the Dixie pump because of that. Ironically enough, the Dixie pumping not doing so much damage to our risks environment. This would be money coming into the Dixie, escaping BRICS, guys. That's what this is. I told you guys, don't worry about BRICS. It was all a bunch of smoke and mirrors to scare everybody. BRICS does not have the economies to even come close to our debt-based system that we have. You know, shout out to debt-based systems. Jerome Powell loves them. So that's what we got there. That little 30%. And that's why we had blood in the streets on the thumbnail. It wasn't just about crypto blood. It was about blood in the streets, guys. There is some economic shuffling getting ready to happen, and we will see how the United States lands on all of that. Chainlink. Guys, we're going to be taking a look at this chart here in a second. Link skyrockets as big players are scooping up millions in Chainlink token. Who's picking this up, you may ask? Well, I'm glad you asked, OC. In a surprising turn of events, the cryptocurrency market witnessed a significant surge in Chainlink price today as wells and institutions aggressively accumulated substantial amounts of the token. Spot on Chain reports indicates a series of massive transactions on Binance, suggesting a deliberate effort by a single entity or institution to accumulate that. Staggering 227,350 Chainlink valued at $4.12 million and at an average of $18.10 per link was withdrawn from Binance and placed across 8 brand new fresh wallets. Notably, these wallets exclusively contain nothing but Link, hitting at a focused strategy to accumulate that cryptocurrency. So that is what we got there. We did have this here. What's going on in China? Is the stock market about to collapse? We just laid all that out for you. Let's jump over here and let's take a look at what we got going on with Piper Academy today, guys, because we got memberships. They're live. You can get in there and get them. I already signed up for one. Got me a little membership in here so I can get all of my emojis because, you know, we got the TradeFly. We got the Mexican spaghetti emoji in there. Army Piper, use a stop loss. And now you should have it in there. Knowledge is profit. So all of those are in there for members. But more importantly, guys, more importantly than that, we're at 1.98 thousand subscribers. So we are about to hit 2,000 subscribers as we speak today. So guys, we couldn't have got here without you guys. So you are the ones that we do this for. You are the ones that help us get everywhere that we're going. You are the ones that grease the rail on this Piper Academy train. So thank you all. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat and joining us here today. So let's go ahead and let's get into the markets. But first, TradeFly, OC, Blood, you got anything you want to say on the news today or anything you want to share with the people?
Absolutely.
I got for the news. Go ahead,
news.
OC. Sorry.
Thank you. No, that's fine. So you always talk first. It's just me just kind of messing up the you know, like
he's assertive this morning. That's what it is.
What is it?
Let's go. I said he's assertive this morning.
Yes, get it, OC. What you got?
Absolutely. Let's take a look at it. I don't know if you all can share or can we go to my screen really fast? Thank you very much.
Yeah, if you share your screen.
All right. Absolutely. It seems like
can you go to my you go to my screen and see that I'm not participating correctly?
Oh yeah. I mean I cannot blame the internet anymore. So let's just take a look at something very interesting. Like Piper showed on his crypto bubbles that render is very low. It's minus 6.7. But if we go to the news, we can also see that. So render shared 5.3% in the 4 hours trading after 1 million transfer to Binance to be sold. But we've been looking at this area very shortly. Here we go. Render. Remember that we were looking at this area right here, and basically we hit it that area, and then we're going back down. Remember that we also have an alert on 4.26 for our next support zone. It's not with the breakout. It is about the retest. We're pretty bullish, and we're having that twist of the ribbon all the way up here. So be watching on Render. And the last thing that I just believe that is kind of like funny, Terraform Labs, its financial officer extradited back to South Korea. I just wanted to read that kind of like a headlines because I believe that is a little bit I mean, it's a funny story that we could be looking at. I don't know if they're going to be coming back, but certainly we could be looking at some movements at that coin. So I am watching. So not that I'm going to be holding any kind of Terra Luna things.
I will never, ever trust Luna C, ever.
No, me either. But don't get me wrong. If that makes me money, I'm going to be watching just in case I do see that entry.
Bro,
not
I tried
to
short Luna when it was going down. And, yeah, I tried to short Luna, and KuCoin closed my trade. I would have made like $100,000, man.
Of course they did. Of course they did.
Really?
Love exchanges. Yeah.
Blood, I got a question for you. So we hear you all the time, you know, on all these shows that we're on together, talking about Bloodalytics, but maybe we have some viewers that don't know what Bloodalytics is. Can you break it down for us? And then, you know, are you seeing anything with the things that we talked about today that Bloodalytics is can give us any of the insight on?
Well, before I jump on Bloodalytics, I want to show you my just regular TA chart really quickly, Army. So you can
go for it, bro.
Yeah, so as you can see, we did break out of this pennant that I had drawn here. This is on the 1 hour on Bitcoin. And, you know, for me, Piper, I have to see a confirmation above a trend line of about 6 bars or more. So at least on the hour, you're talking about 6 hours or more. If we can see a close above there, then I will feel more comfortable about this breakout. This could be a pump fake at this point. We'll see. We'll just have to see it play out. But that's where we are from, you know, kind of a just general technical analysis standpoint. We bounced off the bottom trend line area this morning, actually last night at 8 p.m. So that move, you know, kind of moved us up to where we are today. But yeah, man, that's where we are. So as far as Bloodalytics, bro, so I have a computer science background. That's like what I had a web development company for 15 years. And so I always had a passion for finance as well. Traded FX for many years. Started a CTA, a commodity trading advisory firm. with a buddy of mine down in Atlanta. So I have some experience, managing money and trading, professionally. So I put kind of my skills together, my computer science, software engineering background with my, kind of keen eye on the markets. And I just started to take maybe 3 or 4 years trying to basically put together, Army, a system, a signal that culminates all my indicators and all of my experience into one system that I can use that can help me on a daily basis. And that's what Bloodalytics is. So right now, live and for the public, there are 8 pairs that I've paired this with. On my personal account, I actually have more. I have like 13 or 14 pairs trading simultaneously with Bloodalytics. And so that's what it is, bro. It's rule-based trading. I think it's the future. A lot of people are using these types of systems. They're either proprietary or using others. But it just helps you keep your emotions in check. You just follow the signal. And again, you just want to keep that risk management together, and you'll be, you'll be on the way. You'll be on your way. So that's what Bloodalytics is. Go ahead.
There's no emotions in trading, guys. If you have emotions in your trading setup,
right,
you probably should step away from the chart for a minute.
That's right. That's right. And so rule-based trading helps you eliminate that emotional grip that we all have. I mean, it's human to be emotional and have that fear and have that doubt or greed, I should say. So, yeah, that's what helps me. And again, it's taken a few years to really hone down and get something that's profitable consistently. But this is a system that I'm using.
That's awesome. We're always looking for, the next edge, the next level. So that's a big reason why I wanted to bring you on so that we could talk about a little bit about Bloodalytics. And now you told the people what it is. Are you seeing anything on Bloodalytics with what's going on right now with like Chainlink? Like, what's it telling you for Chainlink right now?
Are we going to the moon? Well, so my system is a swing trade. So we're talking 5 to 7 hours on average that I would hold a trade, Army. So it's nothing like long term, but I do have on my personal one. Let me bring it up really quickly. On my personal signal, I do have Link, and so let me just load it up real quick, and then we can take a look at that.
Do your thing while you're doing that. You see that I got crypto blood at the bottom with blood drops for your O's. I did that. Hey, did that for you.
I appreciate it, bro.
I put more work into the setup today for you as a guest than anybody. Because
also that's why you were like pinging me last night and this morning. Like
you better be here, man. I put work in.
You better be. You better
got
be.
Time.
Hey, I'm here, man. I'm here. I really I appreciate and I I don't take people's time for granted. So if I say I'm gonna be somewhere, that's my word, man. And I hope people do that. Most people do in this space, which is good. At least the people I'm hanging out with. So that's great news. Let me see. This is the wrong chart. Let me pull the other one up really quickly. I think it's on the second panel. I've got like I said, I've got like 13 pairs that I'm trading right now. Okay, here we go. So here's my other panel. As it loads up, you'll see my Link trade. I'm actually been in the Link trade since Sunday last night at 10 p.m. I was long on Link. Yeah,
you doing good then.
Yeah, so and then let me see if I can bring it's in my other desktop. But yeah, this is Link short term, as you can see, bullish, Army. We did put a second trade in on Link right here. We'll see how that pans out, but it's a bullish trend right now for Link with Bloodalytics. So hey, we'll see what happens.
Congrats, bro. That's awesome. That is fantastic. All right, so let's get into the charts. I'm going to jump over to my charts here. We're going to start off looking at the Dixie and some Bitcoin. Actually, we'll look at Bitcoin first, and then we'll show you why it's interesting, because it's kind of locked in step with the Dixie right now. It's kind of weird. Bitcoin might be becoming that asset that is a hedge against risk that we haven't normally seen. So let's jump over here and take a look. You can see Bitcoin. First off, on Friday in the Chart Prime community, we do a class in there for Chart Prime. Every day there's a free live class, teach people how to use the indicator stuff. And one of the things we did was we were looking here, and I said, look, guys, we got This delta median coming in. We got the dynamic reactor. We've got this trend line. Let's just go ahead and throw a rectangle on here. We will call this a support zone. And that was set up back here on Friday about this candle right here. And what do you know? On Sunday afternoon, we wicked right down to the bottom of that support zone before it got that bounce. So that was an excellent call there. We also got that hidden bullish divergence, got that uptrend arrow, hit that 30% line on the RSI primed here, and it said, "Hey, we're ready to go." So if anybody from the Chart Prime community was watching that on Friday, they got that little move there. That would have been a pickup of, at its highest point, of about 3% without any leverage. So not a bad move on Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Dixie. Come here, Dixie. Where you at? Dixie, moving on its head. Whoa, sir, I'm going to need you to settle down there, Mr. Dixie. Did get a bounce here right off of a trend line. Pull this up and take a look. You'll see how far back this trend line goes.
That.
This is auto printed from Chart Prime's indicator suite. And you can see we closed perfectly on that candle. We just got a shift on it. Reshuffling up and giving us, because this is going to be coming up higher. So now it's giving that as a fake out. So this Dixie, though, coming up right now on the predictive ranges here, does look like we are going to see maybe a little bit of a pullback on this, but the Dixie is just tearing off while the whole time.
Army, I want to ask you something really quickly. Why do you think we're seeing a rally in the Dixie right now?
We're seeing a rally in the Dixie because of risk off out of other currencies. Remember, the Dixie is a weighted value against other currencies. So, and a lot of times when you get risk off inside the United States against equities, commodities, stocks, so on and so forth, they go into the Dixie. I think the rally we're seeing today on the Dixie is risk off from other economic currencies.
China.
So, yeah, China, right?
Yeah,
BRICS,
China.
Everyone is fleeing back to the dollar because they were like, "Oh, look, this is so beautiful." It's like they got welcome to this beautiful BRICS resort, and everybody's like, "This looks so much nicer over here." And then they got in, and once they got inside the fake facade outside buildings and went inside, they realized it was all held together with bubble gum and duct tape. And now they're running back to, okay, look, it may not be as green over there as what it looked over here, but at least the buildings aren't falling apart yet. So, yeah, that's why I think we got a lot of movement coming into the Dixie today. Because if you actually take a look at like the NAS 100 and stuff, it's holding stable. When the Dixie's pumping like that, we would typically see a lot of pullback. I mean, look at NVIDIA. Does this look like people are going risk off right now back to the dollar? No, that move to the dollar is coming out of other economies, getting away from anything tied to BRICS. So I think that we're going to see the Dixie get a really nice push over the next 5 days. I believe.
I'm a firm. I don't know if you know who Brent Johnson is, the milkshake theory guy, dollar milkshake. You ever heard of him? Yeah, I believe his theory, man. I actually think that the dollar will continue to get stronger over the next couple of years, kind of going to your whole, and the next 100 years still may be dollar supremacy. But, that's why people have to understand what's going on. I like that your show, you're looking at not just crypto, you're looking at the TradeFly. And that's what I do on my show as well, because it plays an integral part in knowing which direction we're going to go in the crypto market. So it's great that you're following the Dixie. That's what I do. It's great you're looking at the financial calendars. I do that as well from Forex Factory I use. I'll have to check out the site that you use, but it's very important. Those that are watching, you got to stay up to speed on what's going on in TradeFly, because it's very important. Very important.
If a lot of people, they rely solely on technical analysis, and technical analysis will get you through a lot, like 75% of the time. But it only takes that one time for some fundamental news, economic event, something to happen that just takes everything that's on the chart and throws it away. You can't negotiate with the charts, and fundamental analysis is always going to have a vote, a weighted vote at that. So,
I say this is my analogy. Technical analysis is the gas to the engine, but fundamental analysis or news is the actual steering wheel.
That's it. That's how
I look at it. Yeah, that's how I look at it.
That is a perfect analogy. So, let's go ahead and jump over. Let's take a look at Chainlink, and then we'll start the round robin here. Something that we do, Blood, is we do a round robin of TA. So if there's something when it comes around that you want to show, pull it up and let's show the people, let's share it. So
sounds good.
Let's jump over here, taking a look at Chainlink right now, guys. We were calling Chainlink back here. So let me get this isolated off. I was looking at this channel that we were stuck in for Chainlink, and you know, I talk about all the time that Chainlink is the perfect scalping range asset. It just does it over and over. When it gets into that range, like it was back here, same thing. Pick it up at the top, pick it up at the bottom, your shorts and your longs, and just let it run, right? And then when we get a breakout, it runs. So when we were breaking out here, I was like, guys, we got a long running trend line here on Chainlink, and we're probably heading up to that. And I was calling about $19.80. We just hit here at the high point, $19.77. So last week on Wednesday, I believe it was, that we were starting to get close to this. And I said, if we break out, you would have been up quite a bit since that call. Let's see what it would be here. To the top point there, it'd be about almost 20%. And I said, look, it's only a 20% move. And that might seem like a lot to a lot of people. But the last time we broke a channel, we had a move up. The last time we broke a trade range, we had a move up of about 100%. So 20% move on the breakout of this channel was not absurd at all. And I also still have a top target sitting here at about $21.43 in the near term. This is based on the fact that we have our trade ranges here, and this is our bottom trade range, is this yellow down here. Let me turn the other stuff off for a second here, and you can see what it is. Let me turn that off, that off. There we go. So we got this these predictive ranges, and what it really is there's 6 frames here. We got a top frame, bottom frame, lower support, upper resistance, and then this is our trade band. This blue delta median is the center, the 50% line, and then that's kind of like a golden pocket, but these print all the way back here is when these printed. So stop moving, thank you. Oh, no, even further back. All the way back here is when these printed, and they don't repaint on positioning. So all the way back here, we knew pretty much that this was going to be a majority of our price action. And when we broke off of that, hitting that bottom and coming up, and then broke the delta median here, you can see how it played in as support. That gives a natural target to the top trade band, which comes in at $21.45. So that's what I'm watching there on Chainlink based on the predictive ranges. And then also our normal breakouts from parallel channels. So if you got in on that trade, shout out to you. You guys are the MVPs of the trade world. And all you had to do was tune in here on Piper Academy. So Blood, do you got anything you want to show? Or do you want me to pass it over to OC and TradeFly and come back to you last?
Well, I mean, I could just show you really quickly. It's all about King Bitcoin. Okay, you know, they say King Dollar. Well, in the crypto world, it's King Bitcoin, and that's the one I usually watch, Piper, on a daily basis. I don't really get into the nitty gritty on a lot of these altcoins. And as I stated, we gotta watch that trend line, and this is on the 13-minute. But if I zoom out, you can see we're starting to break back down into that channel, into that wedge. And we'll have to see what happens. I am currently short on the Bitcoin play for Bloodalytics. So you can see right here, pull it up. We just went short literally 5-6 minutes ago while you were talking. So we'll see how that pans out, Army. That's it for me right now.
Awesome. OC, coming to you, and then over to TradeFly.
Absolutely. So putting there my 2 cents on Bitcoin. We've been looking at these 3 areas here, these 3 main areas. I believe yesterday we broke through this trend line here, and this was basically the position that we were looking at. Now we're revisiting, and as we can be expecting out of this zone, it is that we are retracing. Let me show you a couple of things here. Our prime score is neutral, and consolidation score is very, very high. Remember that 10 usually it's a unicorn, so 9 is telling me that we could be breaking that range very, very close. Let's see what story is my oscillator telling me. My oscillator is telling me that we're not there yet because we are below the 0 line, but we could very easily come back down here and then break. I will not be aiming as a breakout right now, although that could be a thing, but I see a retraction candle right there. So I'll be just waiting for maybe one more cycle here before we break through that zero line and we break through this channel. Nonetheless, guys, you can see that we have right here an alert set at 43.76 for the range broken, and also we have another alert here for 41,982 for the downside range broken. Nonetheless, I am also shorting Bitcoin at here. I've been shorting, longing, shorting, and then longing, now shorting it again. They are very, very microscopic movements. For me, nonetheless, they've been profitable at a 50%. Remember that when I do a range, I only take out 50% and keep that trade open. That is my hedging strategy, not financial advice. Another thing that I just want to wrap it up with, it is RNDR. Basically, we look at this retracement on 4 hour, and we say that we have a alert right there at 4.261. 261. So let's go to the 4 hour. Let's just see what's happening here. We just lost this trend line that we could be having right there, and I can basically turn it on right. Well, it's a little bit messy, but let's just turn it on right there, and we'll see that we are on a high order block. So remember that a high order block, it is acting at this point as a support, and I have right here a reversal. So I am expecting a possible scenario like this one before we move to the 4.17 area or 4.2. Let's see, what is it exactly? 4.261. And very funny enough, if I move this way, you'll see that my POC will be changing somewhere around there as I zoom into this area. Here we go. You see that my POC right there is at 4.178. So we could be overshooting on the next possible scenario. So that's what I got, guys. I'm throwing it back to you guys.
Why you got to dump my render bag for, OC? I'm just wondering. What you got for us, TradeFly?
All right, let's take a look at the Dixie on the daily. So an area I want to point out to you guys is where we're at right now. All right, so it is a significant area of resistance, and the reason I'm pointing it out to you is because I want to go back on the charts. You know, I'm your local friendly horizontal line guy. Well, here we are looking at, we got resistance, support. I mean, you can see it all in here and here and here again. So you got 5 or 6 touch points at the current area that we're at. Time now for the Dixie. So what I'm looking at right now is if we break through that area, I think we're going to see our way right on up to about 105. All right, you see this red line here? This is actually on one of the chart prime indicators. This is the support and resistance level indicator. So it draws all lines for you. It's perfect for me, right? Because that's kind of what I like. That in conjunction with some trend lines, moving averages. The other important thing is we broke through the 200-day on the daily for the DXY. So that's a very significant area. You see across the 20 and the 50-day on the moving average. You see us get over the 200-day moving average. It's nothing but bullish for the Dixie right now. So we've talked about it many times. There is probably we'll say, loose correlation between Bitcoin and the Dixie. It doesn't always move at the same time inverse, but typically what it does, the Dixie will open the door for Bitcoin to make a movement in the inverse direction. So I wanted to point that out to you guys because we are, like I said, at resistance time now. And if it does break through, there is going to be a little bit more upside for it if it breaks through that area right there. So that's kind of what we're keeping an eye on. I would say for everyone, if you're doing any kind of analysis today, watch this area right now. Hopefully we'll see a rejection and it moves back down. I don't see that happening with all the news from China. So let's go over to Bitcoin, take a look at that on the 4 hour. And the reason I want to point this out to you is, I do prefer the daily, but look at this. This line right here, I didn't draw that line. Chart Prime drew that line. So this is a free indicator you guys can pull up right now. Let me go ahead and pull it up so you can actually see it. Dynamic support resistance zones by Chart Prime. It might be my new favorite indicator from Chart Prime, to be honest with you. So here we go. And it highlights the touch points, right? So I've told you guys before, I like to see, at minimum 2, but 3 is usually kind of my, area to kind of keep an eye on. Well, here you go. We came up. I don't know if it really touched it per se, but it got pretty darn close. DXY was pumping up. And guess what? We got that rejection right there at the resistance area. So what's really cool about this too is it incorporates volume into these areas as well. So you can see that was a significant area for us to likely see resistance, and it could have been a nice little play if you guys wanted to short this area right here. We got that rejection, and now what we're going to deal with is these moving averages. You can see confluence with all I mean, 3 out of the 4 that I have up. So 50, 100-day, 200-day, all right in this area right now. So now it's the fight to see if we're going to find support in this area at about, we'll say 42.8 or so. So keep an eye on that. That would be an area I'd be looking at right now. If we do break through and we continue movement to the downside, obviously we're going to look at the dynamic reactor because let's face it, we found support there quite often. But you can also see that it's kind of starting to thin out, right? So we are losing a little bit of momentum, a little bit of steam, which is, I think, kind of why you'll see kind of this high prime score, but high consolidation score also, because it is consolidating, even though the overall trend is still bullish. So keep an eye on those zones. Obviously, this one at about 43.678, 43.7. That's where I see kind of that local area of resistance here in the short term. And then if we fall back down, let's keep an eye on this, right? You do see that you have the 50-day moving average as well as a support around 41.8. And just coming back left on the chart, you guys know I love doing that, looking for all these touch points. You got support and you got a bunch of resistance. Again, I love how it highlights all of these touch points here. So that's 2 areas for you guys to look at for Bitcoin, and that's what I got.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I need to check that one out. So a lot of free indicators from Chart Prime, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that one. All right. I'm taking a look at Ethereum, at my girl Ethereum here. Let's go take a look at what we got going on. We're on this trend line. We're on this trend line here, guys. This trend line going all the way back to November of 2023. Excuse me, November 2022 is how far back this trend line goes. I can take you all the way back there. You'll see it's running. Yeah, November 2022 there. And I'm looking at a daily chart right now. If we jump in on the 4 hours, see how we're playing here. This trend line kind of holding us up. Also along there is the 618, the golden pocket. You see we almost got a to the wick rejection there on that 0.66. And then down it's coming again. This trend line kind of giving us this upward range here. So I'm waiting to see how this plays out for us. We do have a little bit of a trend line coming in right in here, it looks like. Let's go ahead and bring this up in here. You'll see that giving us a little bit of support there also. So could be coming in. Nice little symmetric triangle here. And we'll see. Remember, guys, about a 50-50 breakout to the upside or downside when you have a symmetric triangle. But that's what I'm watching there. Let's take a look at the oscillators and see how they're looking. We did get a hidden bullish divergence print here on the Oscillator Pro. We also got a peak seeker that printed and that uptrend arrow at the bottom. So a lot of things here saying that we got upside coming. But what I want to remind people is that, can I get back there? Thank you. Is that when we have this upside like this coming, all it takes for this to actually play out is one good rejection off of a trend line there or off of that 0.66, and we'll come right back in. Overall, just still kind of ranging here. Looking at our consolidation score, we're at a consolidation score of a 9, prime score of 0, which means we are definitively just grinding sideways. It's in a crab walk. Nothing substantial jumping out on Ethereum, holding about $2,300, little psychological number again. That's the 618 on the golden pocket. So over to you, Crypto Blood. What you got for us, bro?
Yeah, I want to just comment on something that I guess one of the moderators put up. What will be the biggest catalyst for price growth or decline in this bull cycle? So that's a good question. I think the biggest catalyst for growth would be institutional investors. Okay, that may be the theme. Okay, yeah, that I think that's the theme, in my opinion, for this next bull cycle. Institutional investors, whether we like it or not. I'm an OG in the crypto space. I'm not a fan of seeing Wall Street attempt a coup d'etat, if you want to say, on Bitcoin. It won't last. I think it actually may last, but it won't affect the utility piper of Bitcoin and these cryptocurrencies, right? They can suppress the price all they want.
It's going to add to the utility, in my opinion. So
yeah, you're right. It most definitely will. But the one thing I want to highlight, though, the one answer option is economic collapse of world power. If we see an economic collapse, that's not good for us in the crypto space. I'm just going to be honest with you. Crypto is a risk-on asset. I have to remind people this all the time. It's maybe the most risky asset class.
Well,
So if you see,
that would be bonk.
That would be bonk. Okay. But if you see things slow down economically on Main Street, people aren't going to listen. If they got to figure out a way to feed their kids and keep a roof over their head, they're not going into crypto, guys. So an economic collapse would not be, in my opinion, great for us in the crypto space.
No, I was asked, I believe it was Mark Dutch, asked on X on one of we had our short video that we put up, and it was talking about economic, woes going on and stuff like that. And he said, is it going to take another depression for America to wake up? And I said, well, here's the problem with that. If we're in a depression, the rest of the world's economies are in shambles. And if the rest of the world economies are in shambles, developing countries of today will have millions and millions of deaths due to starvation. The rest, it is amazing how many hundreds of countries rely on the strength of major economies to do something as simple as feed people. If we're in a depression, the world's in a major economic collapse, and millions of people will die in the developing world. I hope we never ever see a depression in the United States. So
that's right. Yeah, I agree with you.
Real quick, I just a little bit of a. Go ahead. Sorry.
I just want to, if you can pull up my screen, Army. I just want to show how this trade is playing out here on Bitcoin, the short. So we're now heading lower. We're probably back into the channel, but we're down about almost 1%. So we're in the green on this.
Is that a 1 second chart? 5 second chart?
5 second.
You DJ.
Yeah, 5 second.
DJ.
That's crazy.
5 seconds.
I love it. OC, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying that, Blood, I do have kind of like the same thought about crypto, but I have a little bit of more like maybe up ahead situation. I do expect, and let me just be clear, I'm not in favor of anybody suffering. If the states get into a depression, Mexico kind of like crumbles apart. I'm in Mexico, I'll be right there crumbling apart with my sheep, right? So, but I'm also, and this is only my opinion, I'm also a little bit anarchist on the economics. And I do want a depression to happen. Because let's take a look at what has happened on war scenarios. Like, for example, we see how the governments get a little bit more strict on taxes and recollecting money out of people. And then just to sort around that, or maybe when that collapsed, where their system collapsed, like Ukraine thing happened, crypto is kind of the way to go. So if everybody start doing crypto, well, we will gonna be having an economic collapse. But when capitalism or any other country to start being more strict on their people that it's already poorer and the government wants more money, well, then the only way out, just to breathe out, will be something that it's outside the law at that point, or easier to kind of like a trade, which is digital assets. So I believe that we're going to be seeing a greater depression on cryptocurrencies, but then also at the same time, right away, a greater bounce to the upside also on cryptocurrencies. And that could be the chance for crypto to take over the current financial zone. But I mean, that's only my speculation. Again, not financial advice. Just wanted to throw that out.
Yeah, you bring up a great point about the when the economy is in positions like it's in right now, they've got to make sure they get every single penny of tax money. You're absolutely right. And that gives me a great segue. Hey, down below in our description, you will see a link down there for decrypted.tax. This is Ernest. He is a crypto tax accountant and a crypto tax attorney. So he knows all the ins and outs. He knows how to represent your tax claims in a professional and accurate manner. So guy, if you check it out, you'll get a free consultation using that link down below and 25% off of his services. When you got the IRS knocking at your door, you're going to want a professional in your corner, and that is Ernest. So let them know that you're with the alumni. Check that link out below. It supports the channel, and you never know, might keep the IRS away from your door because he knows what he's doing. So he's doing my personal taxes and AlexOCrypto's personal taxes because I want to make sure I get as much back as I want, as I need out of this without paying anything extra. And so this guy knows what he's doing. So I just wanted to push that out there since you brought up taxes. It reminded me about decrypted.tax. Check it out. So, all right, Blood.
Yeah.
Did you you showed your trade there? Did you want to show anything else on there?
At this point, no. I mean, we could take a look at again. This is kind of hard for me to on the fly to do this because I don't have all the charts up. Let me see something. I was going to try to bring up.
If
Link.
you don't have anything, you need a second. I can.
Okay, here's Link. I've got Link. Yeah, I just want to bring up Link. So we are now short on Link as well since we've been talking about that coin. We're short on Link now. We went short a few minutes ago as well, 10:06. So about 20 minutes ago. We're short on Link, so we close that. Yep. So we'll
is that
see
like a
what
super
happens.
trend?
What's that?
That line running across with the average that it broke, is that similar to a super trend?
It's similar. So it's something that I put together. I added some sauce to it, some funk to it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that helps.
That sauce. Sauce is the boss.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nice. So you're on a short now. What do you think that's going to be heading down to? What's your target?
If I look at, I don't really project, but if I had to, I would say we would head down to this area right here, which is we're looking at about a 2.5% move down potentially.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, that area right there potentially. So we'll see. But I mean, Bitcoin is starting to kind of head lower. If we take a look at, let's see where my other chart is. I don't have that one up. Sorry, man. I'm all over the place today.
It's all right, bro. Hey, you're Crypto Blood, and you're here with us, so that's you can't mess up today. It's nothing you can do. OC, quickly, we got a couple of minutes here each. Go ahead and show the people what you're looking at, and then we'll move along.
Perfect. Let's go to Cardanzo. So we're pretty bearish on Cardanzo right now. Although, yeah, I picked that one from you. So
I got it from Jim Cramer.
Nice. So passing it over. Good heritage, right? So let's take a look at this. I was looking at this bottom section here. I was also expecting a farther double bottom. It did happen. It was very quick, very short. We broke it, and we right now are against the courts, or we were against the court. So as you can see, timing was not on my side. Nonetheless, we kind of like nailed it on that dynamic reactor. So I'm going to start cleaning this up there. Now, I then was expecting a breakthrough the dynamic reactor because our oscillator was looking very, very strong in here. So I was not expecting an actual bounce, although when we bounced here, we broke below the zero line back in this range. So let me update this because I still believe that we're going to be breaking above, finding support on this trend line, and then hitting some upper levels. I just think that it's going to be maybe a little bit smaller, maybe a little bit weaker. Nonetheless, let me show you the proof on my theory. So let's just get started with some sort of support and resistances, basically. And also something very important that I'm using lately, it is our BPVR, our money flow POC, and also our volume profile. So this volume profile is very, very powerful. And let me show you something, which is where smart money start getting in or out, and also where we have retail fighting, right?
Quickly, I got a party to go to.
Retail fighting. Oh yeah, retail fighting. I'm gonna move it quick. All right, retail. I think we're gonna go to the next retail, then go back to the like smart money, and then we'll see what happens there. So that's what I'm looking at. Throwing it back to you, brother.
Nice. All right, yeah, we're about to wrap it up here, guys. Blood, thanks for joining us today, man. Always a pleasure. I want you to stick around for our party for AlexOCrypto, breaking 1,000 subscribers. So hang out, don't leave us. But you got anything for the people on your way out, bro?
Yeah, man. Come check me out. YouTube, Crypto Blood. And I don't.
All the links are below in the description.
Okay, all the links are below. So check me out, follow me, come support me. And that's it, bro. Bloodalytics.com. Check it out if you guys are interested. You can add that to your arsenal of tools for trading. That's it.
Awesome.
Bro. Thanks
OC TradeFly, quick. Oh, yeah. Thank you, man.
You know my thing. I'm ready to party, baby. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, we're going to party it out here. This is for AlexOCrypto. The man hit 1,000 subscribers. Let's get him to 2K. Let's go. Love the party. Love the party. Let's get it. Guys, thanks for joining us today on Piper Academy. We appreciate you all. The alumni are the reason that we're here all the time doing this. You guys are what makes it worth it. This has been the Piper Academy Show. Come back and check us out tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Big shout out to Blood for joining us today. Check out the links below in the description. Get his links. Get all the links to AlexOCrypto, Lunar Beaches, Trade Intuition, Investing Growth, all the partners on the channel down there. Blood, what you got, bro?
Hey, that's it, man. Appreciate it. Love you all. And see you next time, Army. I'm going to have you on the channel soon.
Sounds great, man. Guys, we will check you out tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Piper Academy, bringing you the news, the charts, and the markets, because knowledge is profit. Till next time, guys, trade safe, and as always, use a stop loss.
That was awesome, dude!